Everybody, welcome to another episode of the Half Blacksmith Show, and today we're going to be talking about losing weight and being fat.
Welcome to the Half Blacksmith Show.
Man, my hair is really crazy. Alright, you guys are going to have to deal with my crazy hair because I'm not fixing it for this video. Because I've done way too many of these videos, and each time I just end up ranting and raving about the fat acceptance movement and everything that entails. It really annoys me because they're trying to say that being big is healthy, which it isn't. I don't care who you are, being ginormous isn't a good idea. And that's why I wanted to make this video. And the other videos that I have been making were turning into me just bitching about them, and I didn't think that was a good idea. I can release them if you guys want, but I don't feel like that's going to be helpful. So I want to jump straight into this and start by just going over the actual way and things that will help you lose weight, okay? And some of them are actual tips and tricks on exercise, eating properly, things like that I think you guys are going to like, because let me tell you a secret. I hate dieting and I hate eating vegetables, but I can still lose weight. The first thing that I want to say, and it's the most important one, and I'm putting it first. I know a lot of people would be like, well, you should, let people watch this and, get into it before you come up with this point, because this can turn people off. But I want you guys to know that I'm coming from a place of this has to be done, okay? And we have to take responsibility for the food that we consume, that we shove into this hole, okay? What I mean by this is we have to come with a 100% non-biased opinion of what we eat, okay? Eating and drinking, because a lot of people think like, oh, I can, cut back, I can eat salad, I can, whatever, but they still have a soda, or they still drink tea, and they're like, oh, tea is good for you, blah, 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 with, half of the cup filled up with sugar, so they have sweet tea, right? This is tough. It's very hard to do, and this will actually be the hardest change that you're going to have to make. It was the hardest change I had to make. I've been a smoker, and I've been overweight. I've struggled with being overweight my entire life, and I've struggled with quitting smoking since, about 2 years I tried to quit, and I haven't had a cigarette in about 8 months, not including when I went on vacation, because I did smoke on vacation. I want to be 100% honest. I enjoyed it, but when I came back, I stopped again because I'm not going to smoke while I'm on American soil. I'll smoke in Europe, though. The first thing I had to do on my journey to quit smoking is I had to admit that I had a problem. That's the first step of taking responsibility. And I had to do the same thing when I wanted to lose weight. I had to admit that I had a problem. And my problem was food, or my problem was smoking. And then I had to think about the necessary steps I could take to lose weight. And those steps included acknowledging that any small concession that I made to what I put in my mouth was detrimental. Because I don't even know if it's an old saying, but you know how you know you're a winner? Because you constantly win. If we can start making small victories, we can win overall. And I'll get to that in just a little bit. But it really did come down to admitting that everything that I did had a consequence. And that drinking a soda was bad. And that cooking that in fat was bad, or eating that much bread was bad, or eating half a box of cereal in a day was bad. Ice cream is bad, okay? These are comfort foods. They make you feel good. They're also foods that have a lot of high in calories. Foods that are high in calories taste good because we're not built to eat a lot of the foods that we have nowadays. We are no longer cavemen running on the savannah away from lions, where 90% of our day we're trying not to die, and we're moving around so we have to live. We've become very sedentary, and it's not healthy for us. If we can admit that we have these problems, the next step is not as hard as you think it would be. You don't want to diet, is the next part I'm getting into. Don't diet, go for a lifestyle change. Now the rule here is after 21 days, things become habits. You smoke for 21 days, it becomes a habit. You eat a certain type of food for 21 days, it becomes a habit. You eat a certain way for 21 days, it becomes a habit. And I'll tell you what, breaking the food habit was way harder than stopping smoking. I can't believe how many times I've told myself, oh, today is my last cigarette. Oh, this is my last pack. But I can't believe how many times I've told myself, how many more times I've told myself, oh, this is the last day I'm going to eat a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Oh, this is the last day I'm going to have carbs right now. And when I came to the realization that I only need to start making minor progressions, because I'm not talking about in this video how to lose 20 pounds in a month. I'm talking about how you can lose 20 pounds in 3 months, 4 months, and keep them gone. Because anything good takes time. It takes effort. It takes restraint, and it will take willpower. And I'll make a video at some point explaining my thoughts on willpower, because I truly believe that willpower is a resource and it is limited. There are ways to get more of it. There's ways to, become better at the amount of willpower that you have, or get more willpower, but you can complete your willpower. The next part with this lifestyle change, let's put it like this. If Justin wants to lose weight, Justin has to cut out the bad foods.
Want some bacon?
No, man, I don't eat pork.
Are you Jewish?
No, I ain't Jewish. I just don't dig on swine, that's all.
Why not?
Pigs are filthy animals. I don't eat filthy animals.
Yeah, but bacon tastes good. Pork chops taste good.
Hey, sewer rat may taste like pumpkin pie, but I'd never know because I wouldn't eat the filthy motherfuckers.
Now, how is Justin going to cut out the bad food? And if you do this one, I guarantee you, you will lose weight. Cut out sugar. Okay, so how are we going to cut out sugar? The very first step to cutting out sugar is to cut out sugar for just a few days, whatever you think your willpower is. Now, I can refuse sugar for about 3 days when I first started out. Some people's willpower is going to be more, some people's willpower is going to be less. What you need to do is you need to find an adequate time that you can hold out. Maybe you're a day, maybe you're 2 days, maybe you're 3 days, maybe you're one of those people who have pretty good willpower already, you just haven't really tried to apply yourself, and you decide to cut it out for 4 days. But whatever it is, you have to cut it out. So we start, let's go with 3 days. I don't eat sugar Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. And now when I mean I don't eat sugar, I don't eat sugar. I look at what's in the ingredients on items that I eat. I don't allow myself, I take responsibility for the fact that knowing even eating one cookie is breaking the pact that I'm making with myself to lose weight. And I don't eat any type of sugar on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, go for it. Have sugar. But here's where a little bit of that taking responsibility comes into play again. We don't go overboard. We do it a little bit more, but not much more. Instead of eating a whole tray of cookies, which I can down 2 to 3, 4 trays of cookies, and God forbid my grandma calls me and says, Justin, I made chocolate chip cookies for you, because I will go over there and eat all of the chocolate chip cookies. I don't care if it's 4 dozen chocolate chip cookies. I'll just keep piling them into my mouth. There's no full over here when it comes to homemade, freshly baked chocolate chip cookies. We do it a little bit more than what we have been. Enough to just satisfy the urge, but to not go overboard. A cup of ice cream is about, yay, much ice cream. It's not all that much. 1 cup of ice cream. 1 cup of ice cream has about 250 calories in it, depending on the type of ice cream that you eat. I can eat a whole tub of ice cream. On Thursday, I just have a cup of ice cream to get that, like smokers say, jonesing, to get that jonesing effect for that sugar over. Okay? And that's tough. To the limiting of what you consume. But then Friday we do the same thing. Saturday we do the same thing. Sunday we do the same thing. Monday comes around and we do it all over again. And we do this until it becomes a habit, until we get used to it. I can do about 2 cycles, 3 cycles before we do the next step, which is then increase it. You increase the duration that you do not eat sugar. So instead of just going to Thursday, we go to Thursday at 6. We add 12 hours to it. If we wake up at 8, 12 hours to that, Thursday at 8. We can have a little bit of sugar. And we repeat this process. Another 2 weeks of that, add another 12 hours. Now you're on Friday. And you continue until you no longer eat sugar. Or what I do, because I do allow myself a cheat day, because otherwise you will break. And I truly believe in having a cheat day. So on Sundays, I'll eat what I want. I'm not going to go crazy. I'll go higher than normal, but I'm not going to go crazy. Tomorrow's Sunday. Tomorrow I'm eating some food. I'm having some sugar and I'm having some ice cream. But I'm not going to go crazy with it. I'm really not. And that's one of the important things about this. If you don't give yourself a day to recharge, you're going to fail. Now, I'm giving that concession in there, and I'm conceding that you do need it, because you will mentally break, because temptation is terrible. And trust me, it is everywhere. But we're not going to lie to ourselves. Anything more than 1 day, and anything more than mediocrely going over and a reasonable amount of sugar, of calorie intakes of the sweets, is bad. And we shouldn't lie to ourselves. We have to go through and admit when there's a problem, when it is not good, and stop making excuses for ourselves.